What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. As you guys can see, this video is not about retro Apple products, but it's actually about a feature that Apple rolled out a couple years ago. This is, of course, being able to add your driver license or your state issued ID to the actual Apple Wallet app itself. You guys can see I got my Arizona driver license in there, and yesterday I was out in Tempe, Arizona, just grabbing dinner with some friends, and I saw this sign out, like just right out in public, and it was an Apple ad advertising this entire feature, and it made me realize, like, whatever happened to this? It was rolled out a couple years ago. I was actually surprised that only 4 states to this day are actually supporting this right now. And those states are Arizona, Colorado, I believe Georgia and Maryland. So adoption has definitely been very low for a lot of these states, but also one thing to consider is that a lot of these states don't all want to partner with Apple. So some of them have their own in-house digital ID apps as well, which are already available on the App Store and the Google Play Store. And so that makes sense, but it's kind of made me wonder, like, did this entire feature fail? And I want to get your guys' idea as well, because, this came out a couple years ago, but only 4 states have actually adopted to this. So I thought it was pretty interesting. But for those who are unfamiliar with what exactly this is, especially for my audience outside of the US, this basically allows you to upload your actual, like, physical driver license to your iPhone itself. So that way you can present it at a TSA checkpoint if you're going through security, or if you're at an event that requires them to check your age. It's kind of like the alternative to, like, not having to pull out your actual physical ID. But a lot of people question, like, how practical is this? Because most people carry their ID with them at most times. I mean, I always do. And it's really easy for me to just pull out my driver license just like that. Like, it just takes a few seconds. Whereas, with this system right over here, we'd have to, like, double press the power button and then get the facial ID all set up, and then be able to actually, show it to the person that wants to check the ID. And yeah, it's just, it seems like a very long process, and it made me realize, like, did this entire thing just fail? Like, is it actually going anywhere? I want you guys to comment down below what you guys think about this entire thing, because I feel like no one's really talking about digital IDs on the Apple Wallet app. Like, it kind of just disappeared out of nowhere. So yeah, be sure to comment that down below. But I did want to show you guys here actually that the setup process is really, really simple. So all you have to really do, so I'm actually just gonna delete my ID right over there. We're gonna add the driver license again from the beginning. Of course, we only got 4 states here because there's only 4 states that support this. And then, I'm just gonna pull out my driver license here as well. And yeah, you guys can see here, we're just gonna go ahead and scan this real quick. So that's the front. And then we'll go ahead and just do the back, and there we go. So simple process. And then you kind of just have to do all these different verifications where you have to, like, tilt your head and everything like that. So it does take a little while, but once everything is set up, it kind of just takes like a few minutes. So yeah, it's a very, very simple process. But yeah, I mean, guys, like, this is like something that's been available for so many years now. And if someone at Apple is watching this, I'm actually curious to know, like, where this is headed, because I personally don't know if I want to, use the digital ID all the time. It's just like pulling out your wallet is so much quicker in some cases. And yeah, personally, I was traveling to Detroit last year from Phoenix, and I actually tried to use, like, this whole digital ID, and they did not accept it, which was kind of ironic because, I was literally flying out of, like, one of Arizona's largest airports, and Phoenix is on the supported list of airports that this supports, but it did not simply work. And as you guys can see, I am going through the verification process right over here as I speak. So we're just going and just kind of let the phone do its thing right there. But yeah, it did not work. And it's important to mention that Apple's website does state that it only is supported at select airports and select TSA checkpoints. So this pretty much just means that when you're at the airport, you might not be able to use it at all times. And that's something that people will probably need to realize at some point, because when I tried to use it, and keep in mind, this was in January of 2023, so a little bit of a while ago, so maybe things have changed, but maybe it's only specific kiosks that actually support this, or for, like, pre-check. But for those who actually are able to add this to their wallet, if you guys live in a supported state, be sure to comment down below what your experience has been, because I personally have not had any use out of this digital ID at all as of yet. And I'm actually going to see if it's added yet, but it is not. So go ahead and just close out of there for just a second. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept. I just don't know when I'll be able to use it. And just pulling your ID out is just so much simpler. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think this was a very cool concept on paper. I just don't know how practical it really is. You know, are people actually using this, and is it going to be adopted by more states in the future? It is very hard to say because a lot of states, even like California, like which is where Apple is based, they don't even support it yet, which is weird. But I'm pretty sure that's because California has its own DMV digital ID app that they use. Actually, let me show you guys because it might be on the App Store here. But if you just type in like CADMV wallet, and yeah, it's this one right over here. So a lot of states might just end up making their own version of these apps. So they might not even want to partner with Apple in the first place, which makes sense. So I don't know where this is going to go, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you guys think this was actually a failure. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll close out the video now. This was an interesting one for sure. I just don't know if I'm actually going to end up using this. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.